I think just the very nature of politics, modern politics in the modern democratic world, or quasi-democratic world, let's call it. We get career politicians. We don't get people who enter politics essentially primarily through conviction. They tend to enter politics as a career. That's definitely what we've suffered here in the UK. And as a result, our current crop of politicians, and I'm looking at all parties for this, are a very, very low quality, low standard of people on many levels, whether it's their own principles, whether it's their own capabilities. They're just all they're very good at is memorising lots and lots of statistics and manipulating them and delivering them with very effective rhetoric and sound bites. But does that necessarily mean they're good at running a country, running an economy, running a society? No, it absolutely does not. And I think that is where, and again, you can go into a whole school of thought and a great political analysis of the failings and the flaws of modern democracies, but that's another issue. But certainly, yes, I think in Canada, it's what we're seeing is unfolding is, well, here it starts. So here we go. It's turning into the typical democratic bun fight that we witness across. Well, recently we saw it in the US with their recent elections. We saw it here halfway through last year here in the UK when we had our elections. It's just the same old, and all the parties wade in, they sniff opportunity and say, right, now let's tear down the previous administration because we can promise that we're going to be better. And so the same cycle begins all over again. Watching those reactions, I think that two of them particularly stood out. Poilievre, of course, first of all. There's just something that makes my skin crawl about him, I have to say. I don't know much about him, but from what I've seen, even though ironically he probably represents more of my own personal politics, there's just something about him that just really makes me sit uncomfortably in my seat when I hear him speak. And again, I could have written his speech for him. It's all very predictable. It's all very, we can do better. And look how bad Trudeau was. But as I said, ironically, Trudeau, I'm no fan of Trudeau. But as I keep saying, he did an awful lot of good for the community. Absolutely laudable time in office. Everything he did was not all good. He did a lot of bad things. And actually, ironically, he wasn't. There was, I think, in terms of his relationship with the Sikh community, it wasn't all good. There was a very controversial trip to India not that long ago, which upset a lot in the community, etc., etc. So Trudeau himself was no angel. But as I say, the one thing he did stand up for was the Sikh community when transnational repression and the murder of Najjar occurred. And he was an absolute. I mean, he symbolised everything that the democratic world should stand for.